friends, it's Star Thrifter, and I have a thrift haul to share with you today. Found some really cool pieces. If you've been reselling for a while, you will understand how nice it is to be able to share with other resellers some of the items that you pick up, because you might tell like your family and friends and they just kind of go, or they have no idea what you're even talking about or the brands. And I didn't know the brands either until I started reselling. But anyways, it's just nice to really be able to share with another reseller, some of the pickup finds. What I've been doing is I've been trying to pick up things with a quicker sell-through rate and sales for more money. One or the other or both, try to get both. But that's what I've been trying to move my business to. I have a lot of other videos up, and I just did a video in regards to kind of that. If you'd like to subscribe, you can check it out and check out the other ones. But we'll get right on to it. I'll show you some items. I have some really cool stuff, and some of it's more spectacular than others. I have two brands that I've only ever found a couple of times, and I've been reselling since I think it's been 2014 or 15. And I started out part-time, but two I found that I haven't found for a really long time. I picked this up. This is actually, and I didn't realize it till later, I just seen it was Ralph Lauren. It was kind of a neat long sweater vest, and it had a combined of different material. But this is a black label. And Ralph Lauren, there's Ralph Lauren, then there's black label, and then there's purple label. And purple label is one of the highest. This is a black label. That's a great pickup. I'll grab my glasses here, and that way I can check out the material tag, and because I can't remember now what it was. Oh, it's wool and cashmere, size large. These items I had to pay either regular thrift store price, or like this one here I got 25% off, and well, some of the other ones should be 20. Most of these should be 25% off, because I got most of these yesterday, except for there's an exclusion bag, which some of them may have been half off. But anyways, I will have to do comps, but this will be a nice sale. Trying to pick up things that are going to sell for like 25 and up. That's the goal. Now, I will still have bread and butter ones that'll sell between 15 and 20. I have a lot of old inventory. I have around 2,300 items listed on eBay. Only 1,000 something over on Poshmark. But anyways, and I decided to start running some 50% off sales on some of that stuff that's been sitting for a long time, because the longer the stuff sits, it can pull down your store. I didn't even look this up because it was just a really nice piece, really nice condition. It's a J. Crew size 10. It's a really heavy zip gray wool coat. I mean, this is a beautiful coat, and I don't even think I looked at the material tag, because I just knew this was really nice, and they priced it pretty cheap at the thrift store. It is wool. It's a wool blend, and I figured it was. And J. Crew, underneath the material tag, they'll have a year. This is actually from 2021. That means it's a newer year, and that's what you want to look for. And the thrift store only priced it at $5.49. The pricer was really messed up on this, because they've been pricing stuff up lately at that thrift store. This is a beautiful piece. It's extremely heavy. This actually will have to go in a box. You wouldn't even, I don't even have a poly mailer big enough for that. But anyways, I'll, get it listed and box it. And then one thing too, if you're new to reselling, you're going to want to measure, the length. I measure from the top of where the neck collar line would be, even if there's a collar, but I measure from there. And then your bust, I also do a close-up of the bust in the waist. But on coats, you're going to want to do sleeve the best that you can, and then shoulder to shoulder seam, and do this on suit jackets. Now, this doesn't have actual seams for the arms. This will have to be estimated, but normally it would have a seam there, seam to seam. And then for some reason, some people like the rear of, like the chest area on the across the rear there. And but that's just to give you a little bit of idea if you're not used to listening that much yet. If you happen to be new, there's all these little tips and tricks, and as you get through reselling for a really long time, you kind of forget about some of that stuff, and when somebody's new, they'd like to maybe hear some of this. Obviously, if you've been selling for a long time, you don't need to hear any of that. You already know all that. This, I got for 25% off. This is an Elaine Fisher, and it's silk or silk blend, and it's an open front. Elaine Fisher's kind of a mature brand. Actually, it's 100% silk, and the backing is cotton, but it's a very pretty little open front, kind of a bluish purple color, and this is a size small. I find with some of this Elaine Fisher stuff, it can kind of set, and it just depends, but the larger sizes are always going to be the best. Rag and Bone. I have a hard time passing this brand up. Do you? Even though it sits and takes a really long time to sell. But it's an expensive brand. But this is a 2XL. It's a men's t-shirt. I mean, it's just a t-shirt, but it's, it was $3.99 and then 25% off. That's not, that was an okay price to pay for that. This, I was really surprised. I was looking at this at the store and I went, what? And you got this, the feel of this is just really, really nice. I was surprised. I didn't really realize they made them. This is a Lululemon bra. And I didn't realize they made, I knew they, figured sports bras. But this is a bra. And it's got the little Lululemon there. And then it actually says Lululemon on the band. It's kind of like script written. But it is extremely soft. I looked it up really quick in the store because they wanted quite a bit of money for this. And anyways, it still was worth selling. They don't sell for a ton. I don't remember what the comps were on this. And I got to check my receipt because I thought this said 14. And I don't know if she charged me 14 or not because I don't remember seeing that on the receipt. And I'll have to correct that. But anyways, this, because it only sold for maybe, I knew I could double my money. Maybe around 30, but it's really soft. I thought it was really neat. I was like, I had to get it, even though some of the Lululemon's not selling as quickly anymore, and for as much money, unless you get like the dance studio pants. But this is a Veronica Beard, and this is another great brand. I was happy to see this. However, this is another one that doesn't move really quick for me, but it's high dollar. Maybe I need to start reducing the price, but I go off from the comps. But anyways, this is a blazer. Blazers sometimes can sell quickly. Sometimes they sit. I don't pick up a ton of blazers, but lately the J. Crew wool ones I've been picking up. But this is really nice. It's got zip pockets. Should have a style number. I have no idea what the comps are going to be on that. And I didn't pay that much for that. $6.99. This, I think, is a men's. I have to do some measuring because it's a Lululemon long sleeve Henley. And it's really tiny. I think it's a men's small. But I don't think their thrift store realized what it was because it was only $4.99 and a lot of them priced up Lululemon stuff really a lot. But this has it right there. And I'll have to try to do, you can take a picture of it and use Google Lens. Sometimes, that way, just by, the picture of it, you can pick up, and hopefully it'll pick up another one like it, and then you can get some keywords. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it works. Remember what this piece was. Oh, this is another brand that's high dollar, and it doesn't sell really quickly for me. It's J. McLaughlin, but it sells for a lot of money. But with winter coming up, it's August right now, this is more like that fisherman heavy knit. And I know that can be really popular or coastal. I knew that this would sell. But sometimes it takes a while. But this is a really great brand. I'd say I had to pay what was it? They really went up our price at this one thrift store. $7.59, but 25% off that. This is going to have to be shaved, though. And I don't have a nice shaver. If you have a nice clothing shaver, write it in the comments. Because I have a really inexpensive, cheap one, and it doesn't work very good. And I have to really watch it because I have actually ripped stuff from using the electric shavers. And sometimes I'll just use like a manual cheap shaver, like for shading, and that way it doesn't rip because you got to watch it, man. Sometimes them clothing shavers, if you don't have the material completely flat, it can pick it up, and rip it. Wilfred. This is a brand by Aritzia or whatever, and it used to, I think, sell really nicely, but last few years it hardly sells. But this is 100% silk. I went ahead and got it, and it was really inexpensive. This was only $3.19 and 25% off. Wait a minute, I was thinking I got half off on that and I didn't, because they did have a half off color tag. I don't know if, I think it was orange, not pink. Crap, I probably paid too much for that. But anyhow, 100% silk. I'll lay that out. Okay. Oh, be really cool to show you the two brands I hardly ever find that I picked up. This, I gotta look this up. I didn't even look it up in the store because I remembered hearing the brand, Billy Reed. And I think that this is a really great one to pick up. This I got for half off, and that means it sat there for a while. And I didn't really look, I don't think, in the long sleeves of that store last week. I did sweaters. I don't think I went through all the long sleeves because I would have picked this up. I have to do comps because I don't know if I've ever had this brand, but I've heard of it. And that will be a neat one. It's kind of a neat material too. I won't take time to look at what it's made out of. So I got a few pieces here to show you. Sundance. This sometimes sells and sometimes it doesn't, quickly. Sometimes it can really sit. I think it really depends on the piece and probably the size. However, this is a small, but it's beautiful. White, and it's like a tunic, and it's a popover, but I mean tunic length, but it has like all these panels to it. It's really pretty. I went ahead and got it. Hopefully it'll sell. And it's kind of hard, when you're insuring. You know that you may have to sit on this money for a while. You know what I mean? When you're at the thrift stores, it may take a while. I mean, a quick sell-through rate with clothing sometimes can be 3 months. It's 3 months. On average, I think most people have said. I debated on this because this was quite a little bit of money, $14.49, but 25% off. And because summer is almost over. But this is a Polo Golf Ralph Lauren, brand new with tags, size large. Now, sometimes some of the discount stores get some of this stuff and sell it, and I wasn't really sure, but I figured, there's a cute little pocket on the rear, but it's a little golf dress. And, sports dress. And a lot of people live where it's warmer, they could still buy it, be buying it. I think it was $146 brand new. And anyhow, I went ahead and got it. Hopefully that will be an alright sale. It's one of those things where you go, oh, I really debated on that, and I almost at the checkout, decided not to get it, and then I thought, nah, go ahead and get it. And that was a little hard because I don't, I try to buy most of the stuff when it's like the dollar days or half off and things like that, because you got to remember, what you pay for this stuff really makes a difference, especially if you got to start negotiating price. And, the market, how it's been lately. Sales have been kind of slow. And sometimes, even on Poshmark, the lowest you can offer is 10% off. And then down from there, 20% if you offer again to some of the same likers. But even on eBay, you just have to have some margin room there. I don't remember what this bag is because this was, I think, last Friday, but I remembered there were some nice pieces. This is brand new with tags Torrid dress, and I like to sell Torrid. They got really cute stuff, and I think they're more kind of trendy. They don't sell for a ton all the time, but this was $68.90 brand new. It's a Torrid one. That means it'll be a 1X, but look at that dress. Isn't that cute? Super cute dress. I'll have to do comps. Torrid's a great one for having the style number. It's a real long digit, and you can Google that. You just go to Google and type Torrid, and then space, and then the number, and then it'll show all. Well, I then will a lot of times click on images when they come across the top. There at the top, you have a choice, and then look for the style. And anyways, don't use stock photos on eBay. I know other people do, and you're not supposed to. But you get keywords, and I think it does matter. It improves the chance of selling the items. This is Soft Surroundings, brand new with tags. Super happy at this thrift store. I have been really doing great. That I will find Soft Surroundings brand new with tags sometimes. And I had a dress quite a while ago, and it sold between either $90 or $120. It was a maxi. This is a maxi black velvet. And with the holidays coming up, it's a medium. It was $120 brand new. And it's just a basic maxi black velvet, though. Isn't that beautiful? And That'll be a fun one to list. I'll have to do comps. Just remember when there's a manufacturer suggested retail price, and it's going to depend on the brand. But a majority of the time, you don't get a fraction of what you might get half of what that is listed for. But sometimes it just depends on the brand. Maybe you'll get more. This I picked up. Oh, this was brand new with tags too. Calvin Klein. Some of their like sports dresses, like business dresses, they were selling quite a while there, but then they kind of slowed. But some pieces still sell with this brand. But this is a size 14, brand new with tags. It's like a red black floral. It was $119 new. And it's just kind of like, looks like maybe a fit flare or sheath. I'll have to check that out. But Calvin Klein. Now, I don't pick up other pieces of Calvin Klein because it's really hard for me to move them, it seems like. But this being a size 14, and, I got it for, these I got half off, I think. I got that for $4 or $5. Remember what this is. Oh, this is a soft surroundings, and I wasn't sure because some of the regular soft surroundings, I find that some of these pieces are kind of sitting unless it's plus size or dresses, But this was super cool. It's real thin. It's like a blouse material, but it's a hoodie, and it zips. Isn't that cute? And it's a large. Hopefully it'll be one that'll move quickly. I don't know. But I do find that brand, maybe I was pricing it too high, and I kind of been starting to drop the price a little bit. I have heard that the J. Jill dresses sell wherever collection, although I think I have one listed right now. This is just a long sleeve, but it's super soft. And it is a size large. That'll be, a plus. But I'll have to do comps on that to figure out how much that'll... Make sure this isn't... It can't be new with tags. Okay, no. I thought I felt a tag in there, but it must have been the material or the outside. Oh, I forgot. I found another one that with this bag that was really a great find. Great brand. You don't come across that often. Now, this is a Jones New York collection cashmere. It's a small, 100% cashmere. This is one of the ones that's extremely soft. It's a little wrinkle from the bag. Purple. Purple is usually a nice color. I mean, a lot of people really like the color purple. I don't know about, but I don't know about wearing purple, but they like the color. If you ask women a lot of times what their favorite color is, a lot of times they'll say purple. But anyways, I mean, not always, but a lot of times. But this is a very small, very, very soft one. Now, Jones New York, I wouldn't pick up that brand, as a rule that much. Hardly, probably ever. But 100% cashmere, I would. This was, I still have the two other ones to show you that I hardly ever find, but I forgot I had this one. This is another one, and this is a nice brand. Can take a little bit of time sometimes. Missoni. And I've never seen Missoni Lindex, and that's what this says on the tag. Now, there was Missoni for like Target. That's going to be less money. But this is Missoni. If you find the straight Missoni, I'll tell you a little hint. If I remember correctly, if you find one of these that might be like a dress or a top that doesn't have the big label with the size here, check the shoulder area seams, because sometimes that's where the size tag will be. I had a customer, or I had one listed in like a customer, another person on, it probably was on eBay. I don't know if it was on Poshmark. I think it was eBay. And they told me where to look for it. I didn't know. And that's usually where it's at. But this is a great brand. This actually is a midi. It's almost a maxi. And this print is they're noted for this print, this style. And this is usually called chevron. Usually. Now, this isn't as chevron-y as it usually is. That's probably not even a word. Because usually it's more of like, like that. But I think I could probably still use the word chevron for this. Usually it's a little bit more. It seems like this is a great piece, and I'll have to do comps. Okay, now we're ready for the two. I was super happy about this. Burberry. I hardly ever find Burberry. However, I had a couple blazers last week, men's blazers that I had. But when I went to list them, I was trying to look up the size and stuff, and none of the tags had any indication of the size. And then it was sold by like a department store, and that tag was sewn on the inside too, and it didn't look like it was sewn very great. And then I got to thinking maybe they were fakes. I didn't list them. No way. Don't ever, I won't take a chance of listing something that I think that is not authentic ever. And you got to really watch it with Burberry, and there's ways to check it out, and you could Google it. But these look authentic, and I will do some further checking on it. But this is a Burberry London. They're a pair of like They're high-waisted, wide leg, which wide leg's been popular. Isn't that cool? And they do have a hem, and they have a bigger Burberry tag there and one there. Now on the jackets, it can depend. There is some changing of the labels over the years. You just have to do, check it out. And you can tell sometimes too by how great something's made. But anyways, I will do some checking on this. I was super happy about this because I hardly ever find it. And this I got 25% off. It was $6.49, and then the 25% off on that. This is the other piece, and maybe you guys find it a lot, but I think I've only ever found maybe one other piece that I can remember, unless there was more, but I think I've only ever found it one other time, and it's Mother. And I know that this brand used to be really a great brand to pick up, and I think I've heard that it's kind of slowing a little bit, or maybe not selling as quickly for as much money, but it is still selling. I had to get it. Do you ever do that where you've heard of a brand for a really long time, you finally come across it, and you don't matter to you if it's not selling hardly at all. You have to get it. But anyhow, I think this does sell for some money. But this is Mother, and I think that these will sell because these had a name on it, and they were called. I'll have to look it up. Weekend Friday. Oh, Weekender Fray. And what these are is they are a zip up, but they're like a boot cut flare, and they're frayed. That's stylish. I don't know what the rise is, but I heard for a while there, I've heard high rise with flare, but then I've heard low rise again might be popular. Flare, I don't, how it changes all the time. But this actually had a tag here that says Mother. Sometimes I don't think they have a tag there, and then it says it on the pocket. But way you can tell with the Mother jeans. I don't know about their other clothing, their other pants, and the other pair I had was not jeans. They were like a khaki green color. I don't know if they had this on the rear, but they have the on the pockets. That's how you can tell. But I'll have to do cows. I was super happy. I think these are like a 29. That means they're not like super tiny. And anyways, that completes the haul. I just wanted to share this stuff with you today, and hopefully you got a benefit out of it. If you could push the thumbs up button, I greatly appreciate it. But these are brands that maybe, especially if you're new, that you can learn the brands. And remember though, with some of the brands, it's going to depend on the style or the size or the material. There's variations with some stuff. I mean, there's a few brands that everything just sells great, but then there's a lot of them that you have to factor all those other things with. But anyways, and then if you'd like, you can subscribe. Like I said, I have a lot of other videos up. You can check it out. What sold videos, other thrift haul videos, eBay tips, Poshmark tips, things like that. And then I got to get this stuff listed. Anyhow, many prosperous sales to you. Thank you.